Now, just for a little bonus, let's talk about something that 100% will happen. You will, in this process, lose jobs. It is undeniable, right? The further along in the process, the more likely that you're going to get an explanation. But if you're just getting those initial contacts from production assistants or producers and you don't get responses, that's just par for the course. Like that's going to happen time and time again. That is completely normal. It's not, you shouldn't, it shouldn't signify that you should panic or change something about the website or change something about the reel. That is just going to happen, right? As we discussed in those modules, they could be, reaching out to 10 different cinematographers. Who knows how many people? And maybe you were 10th on the list and all the other 9 said they were available. You never hear from them again. Now, as you get into it, as you get a confirmation, a yes from the director and the producer, and maybe a no from the agency, the more you get into it, the more likely you're going to get a reason why or an explanation. But sometimes things will just ghost. Like projects that have been booked will just go away. And you have to be on top of it, maintaining those relationships with the director and the producer to say, hey, what's going on? Like, I haven't heard about that job that we said we were going to have. And if you're following all these steps here about getting ahead and trying to tackle problems before they happen, usually you can feel it coming on, right? There's less information coming through. People aren't as chatty. The director is a no-show, like you can't get a hold of them. And jobs can change for a whole host of reasons. Just flat out schedule. Weather could change. They might not be able to get the talent that they need. The whole concept may shift. So again, it's not to take it personally. It's just to know that this is going to happen, to be aware of it, to be flexible to it, to not to get upset and burn relationships that could hurt you in the future. Just know that this is 100% going to happen. These jobs will get lost, and sometimes you won't get an explanation, sometimes you will, but just be able to roll with it. Be the happy person. Be the person that's going to take these things in stride and understand that it's a stressful environment that these people operate in, and be compassionate to that, be aware, and know that you can still do your best to take things off their plate, to make it easy for them, to make yourself as employable as possible. But for sure, it's going to happen, for sure. And sometimes it's just because I've had ones as brutal as, we don't like the work that you've done. This is coming from agency that then feed back to the client or feedback to the director and the producer. We just don't like the work. We don't think it fits with what we're trying to do, or we don't see what we're trying to do in your work. Now that can be, that's not a great feeling, but it's also not a bad one, because like we discussed before, you don't want to be everybody's cup of tea. Now, normally you would have seen in the treatment that maybe your stuff doesn't align, so you would have hopefully come up with a different reel or shown them different projects to show that you are flexible, that you have the technical skills and the creative skills to get the job done. But then again, you didn't have time, maybe something else happened, or maybe they just don't see it, or they have a relationship that they want to work with somebody else. But it's going to happen. Just learn to roll with it, and know that this is the pre-production phase that you're going to go through the most, this process too. You're going to get very good at navigating this area. Just try to come at this pre-production process as always trying to find ways to do it better, right? Never thinking that you know all of the answers, because productions change. This whole process changes. It'll always be different. But these common areas, this is where you can start to make an impact and take notes and go, okay, that worked. This didn't work. When I was negotiating rates, I said this. I didn't get a positive response, or I lost the job because of this, or I don't have this on my reel. If you keep hearing the same thing over and over again from agencies or from production companies saying, where is this on your reel? Maybe that's a clue to go out and do some spec stuff to knock that off, to help ease the the disbelief that you can do the job by having something on your reel that says, yes, I can do that. Again, just taking notes and always looking for constant improvement and ways that you can make it easier for you to get employed.